Detroit Lions fans, can you feel it? That electric buzz swirling through the Motor City air, the kind of energy that whispers not just hope but hungry anticipation. If you're ready to ride this wild season with your pride and passion on full, smash that like button right now. Because what I'm about to unfold will make you see this NFC North and the Lions through a brand new lens. This isn't just another season preview. No, it's a deep dive into a division that's bursting with talent, rife with rivalries, and teetering on the edge of chaos and glory. The Lions stormed through 2024 with a historic 15-win season, setting franchise records that silenced critics and electrified us all. Yet, as the dust settled, whispers began spreading a changing of the guard, a seismic shift inside the locker room, looming questions over coaching magic, key departures, and how those cracks might shape Detroit's quest for greatness in 2025. Could the loss of Ben Johnson to Chicago and Aaron Glenn to the Jets be the subtle unraveling of a dynasty in the making? What about the steady hand of John Morton stepping in as offensive coordinator, an insider with knowledge but a new voice? Calling the plays? The tension thickens when you consider the absence of stalwart center Frank Ragnow, retired and leaving a gaping hole in the trenches. Will Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery carry the rushing attack that terrorized defenses last year without that anchor? And defensively, can Aid Hutchinson, potential Defensive Player of the Year before injury struck, and a patchwork unit hold the line in a division loaded with lethal offenses? These questions swirl without easy answers, but beneath the surface is a roster still drenched in talent, dotted with rookie contracts that promise years of dominant football at a bargain. The biggest mystery? How far can this team go when the familiar faces are fading, when the year ahead asks for reinvention, just as every other NFC North team is sharpening their claws? The Vikings are undoubtedly fierce with their quarterback. Clock reset to a rookie star, the Packers quietly upgrading despite struggles, and the Bears plotting a rise with newfound guidance. Yet, the Lions, with their unmatched resilience and statuesque skill, are primed to roar louder than ever if they survive the transition and defy the odds. Here's the razor's edge. Will the offense maintain its monstrous efficiency amidst coaching changes? Will the defense rebound from injuries and ascend to the dominance it threatened to seize? Every snap of the ball might hinge on these fragile balances. What's certain is this: a 15-win repeat is improbable, but a 12-win push deep into the playoffs, not just possible, it's beckoning. And if the Lions find a way to grind through the inevitable battles of health, chemistry, and pressure, Detroit won't just be competing. They'll be contending fiercely, fueled by a hunger only true Lions fans understand. But here's where the intrigue tightens. The story unfolding behind closed doors in Allen Park might hold a secret weapon or a ticking time bomb. Are there emerging leaders ready to step out from the shadows? Could the next breakout star, waiting quietly in the wings, redefine not just a game but the entire trajectory of this franchise? The answers are buried deep in the grind, hidden between the lines, and trust me, this isn't just a test of talent, but of heart, courage, and a relentless will to keep roaring through the storm. Stay close, because the full picture is far from clear, and the 2025 NFC North might just be on the verge of rewriting what we thought we knew about the Detroit Lions and what it truly means to roar in this division. The countdown to uncovering it all starts ... now. If you still believe in the roar, hit that like button, because what I'm about to say next isn't just a hot take. It's a call to every Lions believer out there to strap in and prepare for what could be the greatest chapter in Detroit football history. We've seen flashes. We've tasted victories that defied logic. But what if this season is different? What if that locker room, with its newfound chemistry, its quiet battles, and unseen sacrifices, is secretly building a fortress that even the most seasoned rivals can't crack? Imagine Aid Hutchinson rallying his defense not just with ferocity, but with leadership, born of adversity, turning every doubter into a believer by season's end. Picture Jared Goff not just managing games, but carving out a legacy, proving once and for all that he's the proven leader the Lions have desperately needed, shattering those playoff scars etched into our memories. And what if the rookies, the young guns we barely notice, step up in the biggest moments, creating a new Lions myth that we'll tell for generations? Think about the electricity coursing through Ford Field on a crisp October night when 65,000 souls rise in unison, every heartbeat syncing with the drumbeat of destiny. That's where champions are forged under spotlights that glare as mercilessly as the critics' eyes, in huddles where grit and grace collide. But here's the kicker. Are the Lions truly ready to defy the odds, to shatter expectations? Not just to sneak into the playoffs, but to storm in with a savage hunger that devours every opponent. Because look across the NFC North, the Packers bristle behind their vaunted history. The Vikings steel themselves with swagger. The Bears flex their underdog courage. But deep down, do they really understand what Detroit is brewing beneath the surface? They see our record. They hear our pass, but they don't feel our pulse. They don't know that this city's heartbeat accelerates when the chips are down. When the world writes us off, when we stare into the abyss and choose not fear but fury. Remember that last-second drive against the Bills that stunned the sporting world? Remember the grit that kept us alive deep into January last year, the searing cold that only fueled our fire? That wasn't luck, that was a statement. And this year, all it takes is one more statement, one more moment of transcendence, to light a wildfire of momentum that spreads from the Gridiron to every corner of Motor City. Picture the moment when Jared Goff uncorks a 50-yard strike on 3rd and long with zero margin for error, and the crowd erupts so violently that your bones rattle as if the whole stadium is about to take flight. Picture Aiden Hutchinson, arms raised in triumph after a fourth-quarter sack, striding to midfield like a gladiator claiming victory in the Coliseum, an image that will haunt quarterbacks for years. But it isn't just about individual heroics. About the unity that binds this team together, the bond that forms in film rooms and weight rooms, forged by late-night meetings and early-morning lift sessions. Feel the camaraderie of Deshaun Kaiser and Thad Boyd perfecting blitz pickups. Hear the roar of the young secondary when they finally break up a crucial pass. Watch as Dan Campbell paces the sideline with that fire in his eyes, refusing to relent, until his Lions deliver excellence. Off the field, that same energy crackles through Detroit streets. Taquerias in Mexican Town buzzing with debate. Pub patrons on Woodward Avenue dissecting every snap. Neighborhood bars broadcasting practice. Updates like championship rings. The city itself becomes a living organism, breathing, pulsing, rallying around a cause bigger than football. This is about pride, identity, and the reclamation of a legacy long dormant. And don't underestimate the unknown wild cards waiting. In the shadows, the mid-season call-ups, the overlooked roster additions who seize their moment when the lights shine brightest. What if a practice squad darling breaks out for a game-winning interception? Or a journeyman kicker sinks a 58-yard field goal as time expires? Those are the stories that become legend, woven into the tapestry of autumn glory. Opposing coaches will draft game plans anticipating our usual plays, only to find themselves betrayed by unpredictability, by a Lions offense that balances brute force with surgical precision, and a defense that blends disciplined schemes with instinctive chaos. From the trenches to the secondary, every player becomes a piece of a grand design that even the smartest analysts can't fully fathom. So I ask you, are we ready to seize that moment before the rest of the league even sees it coming? Because if there's anything I believe, it's that the Lions are on the verge of shaking this division to its core, rewriting the narrative, and making sure that in 2025, the world remembers Detroit didn't just roar, they crashed through the barriers. And when that final whistle blows, when the dust settles, one thing's for sure, this team, this city, this fan base are destined for something legendary. Picture the victory parade, confetti raining down on Woodward Avenue, the roar so loud it drowns out every doubt ever whispered against the silver and blue. Picture the banners raised to the rafters of Ford Field, commemorating not just wins, but the transformation of a franchise that refused to be defined by its past. Picture each generation of Lions fans children in jerseys, longtime season ticket holders, lifelong believers, joined in a moment of collective ecstasy, united by the knowledge that they witnessed the birth of a dynasty. So tell me, are you truly ready to carry this fire, to feel that pulse in your veins every Sunday, knowing that we're not just watching history, we're making it? Because the Lions are no longer the underdog story. We're the storm, the revolution, the unstoppable force ready to roar into the future, no matter what the game throws at us. And if you've got the guts to believe, if your heart beats the way I know it does, then stand up, shout out, and let's get ready. Because the ride of a lifetime is only just beginning. And the question remains, are you with us, Lions Nation, to the end?